Boom! Welcome to youtube.com/AdamMcKola. Here's Rory. I'm Adam. We're here to talk about Manchester United against Chelsea. Now, as you can see, the background, we've been here doing a few bits for Ball Street, Ladbrokes. Where can I watch that content?
That's on Ladbrokes' Facebook page if you want to see us there.
So go and check that out on Ladbrokes' Facebook page. But me and Rory, while we're together, let's have a chat about this weekend's game. We've done a preview for CFC Fan TV as well. I've put Rory's channel link in the description below, so subscribe to that as soon as you've got a chance. But right now, we're talking United, we're talking Chelsea. Big game this weekend, a battle for second.
I disagree, Adam. You know I disagree. I don't think it's a battle for second at all. I actually think it's a battle for Champions League qualification. I think it's a battle between basically, if Chelsea win, we will go level on points with you. And I think that it's between Chelsea and Manchester United. I'm going to get bad responses here, aren't I?
You are.
But yeah. I do think that it's between Chelsea and Manchester United to drop out of the Champions League places. I think City are definitely there, obviously. I think Tottenham and Liverpool are going to make it. And then one of Chelsea and Manchester United will not make it.
See, we did talk about this on your video as well, so we won't cover it too much. But I disagree completely that I think you're overrating Spurs and Liverpool. Like, I think they'll possibly finish top. One of them will finish top 4. But I think it's one of those that are going to miss out, and not one of us.
Well, I'll take that. I hope you're correct. But I feel that this game, I mean, if we win it with same points as you, which would be incredible considering what's happened for us this season. If we lose it, we're 6 points behind you, and then it's an uphill battle, isn't it? Then we're going to feel like, you know, it's all to do again. We're going to have to close a gap again. So we really do need to make the most of this opportunity. And I think we can. You
know, in terms of the top 4, when you don't finish first and you don't win the league, do you care where you finish?
No.
Do you think it's important for you guys to finish second, or does it not matter?
It used to matter when it would have an impact on qualifying for the Champions League. So there'd be a time when if you finished 4th in England, you would have to play somebody, and potentially somebody difficult. You know, I remember Arsenal had a really tricky one. They played against Fenerbahce. I remember Everton actually didn't qualify because they finished so low in the league. They had to play Villarreal and dropped out. So there was a time when it mattered. There was a time when you had to make sure that you finished as high up the league as possible because you didn't want to have to go through qualification. It's not like that anymore. As long as you finish in the top 4, you're in the hat with as much chance as anyone else. So, no, I think if you don't finish second, if I would happily take 4th and a cup over finishing second, no trophy.
Same. But at the same time, I want United to finish second if we don't finish first. I don't want to finish 3rd. I don't want to finish 4th. Because that kind of feels like we've been second for most of the season. Yeah. If we then scrape 4th place, 3rd place...
But wouldn't you prioritise a trophy?
Yes, I would. But I don't think you have to prioritise a trophy. I don't think you have to prioritise Champions League from Premier League. You can... Surely you can do well in both. Surely.
I think clubs like ours, at the moment, the form that we're in and the way that we play,
by the way, what's your Twitter points?
My Twitter handle is Chelsea Rory.
Oh, I was on about the channel one. Well, alright, I'll use
Chelsea
that.
Rory, yeah.
That'll do.
I think that clubs like ours are going to drop points, and a silverware makes not winning the league so much more bearable. Clubs like ours shouldn't be away from trophies for a season, let alone longer than that. So I think we really do need to try and win a trophy. It's looking very difficult for us.
Is it a must-win for you guys? Because I feel like this is a must-win for Manchester United.
Yeah, it's a must-win. It's a must-win game for us. We can't go 6 points away from the top 4. Not that, we're coming to the stage in the season now where closing a 6-point gap when there's only however many games left, it's not easy. I think we have to go out to win this game, and we have to build on the good form that we've been showing recently. What happened in the week against Barcelona has inspired a lot of Chelsea fans, and we need to build on that.
Do you think Conte, if you lose this game, will then focus completely on the Champions League? Or is it hard for you guys? It's kind of hard for you to do it, and you got Barcelona. But, like, does he have...
Not yet.
If he doesn't win a trophy, is he sacked this season?
Yeah. Look, I think that Conte probably leaves Chelsea at the end of the season anyway. That's not what I want, by the way. If I want to make it patently
even if he
clear.
was to win the Champions League,
I think if he wins the Champions League, it's very difficult to sack a man who's won the Champions League. Don't get me wrong, they did it to Di Matteo, so it can happen. But I think if Antonio Conte does win the league, we are more than likely to see him at Chelsea next season. Win the Champions League, sorry, we will more than likely see him at the helm next season. If he doesn't win the Champions League, which is a more likely outcome, I think he's gone. And I think it's a terrible situation because we should be doing all we can to tie Antonio Conte to the club for the next 5 years, not get rid of him now.
I feel the whole transfer side of things isn't helping. From the outside looking in, let's talk about United a little bit. What have you made of Mourinho at United?
I think what he's done is what we knew he'd do, is improve what you were. You know, you had some very barren years, some weird times at United, less so under Van Gaal actually. I think people look back, at least from my perspective, I don't think Van Gaal was quite as bad as some people make out.
He wasn't as bad as Moyes and all that.
Moyes was abysmal. And I think what Mourinho has done, he's come in and he's closed the gap from where you were to where you are now. I think winning that trophy last year, the Euro, I know you won a couple, but well, 3 in fact, if you include the Charity Shield. But winning that Europa Cup, I think it's brilliant. I think it's a really good trophy. I remember when Chelsea won it in Amsterdam, Branislav Ivanovic scored a last-minute winner. I went crazy. It meant a lot to me. I think it's a very difficult trophy to win, and I don't understand how people dismiss it. Don't get me wrong. I know it's not a Champions League, but it's not a mugs trophy either. It's important. It's planting your flag on European soil. It's a big deal.
It was the last trophy
that you hadn't won. Well, you joined us. You know, it was the reason why I desperately didn't want you to win it, aside from wanting to send you an aggressive text, was because Chelsea were the only English clubs who have done the 4. I think the teams that have done it were Ajax, Juventus and Chelsea. I didn't want you to join that club.
You haven't got a Club World Cup though, have you?
No, gutted about that as well. That's why I'll never forget. I'll never forgive Rafael Benitez for that.
You never forgive Rafael Benitez.
No, for a lot of things, but that's a thing that sits with me. I went to Tokyo for that. I went to Japan, and we should have won it. Of course we should have won it, but Torres missed one in the final, and yeah, it was a real shame.
Definitely. Guys, get hitting that like button, get subscribing, get sharing as well. Remember, we're talking Manchester United, we're talking Chelsea, and we're talking the game this weekend. The stream has gone absolutely mental at the moment.
Really?
Not sure what's going on there. Has the stream gone down? The stream's gone down. Shit.
Are you on the A17? Yeah.
Oh shit, it's fully gone. Fully gone. I wonder where that happened.
Winning that trophy last year, the Euro,
No,
I know
it's
you
gonna
won a couple,
cut out,
well,
isn't it?
3
That's not right.
No. Charity Shield. But winning that Europa Cup, I think it's brilliant. I think it's a really good trophy.
Quite recently.
I remember when Chelsea won it in Amsterdam.
Fuck. I don't know what to do.
What internet are you connected to?
A15. That
Hey?
that is the
That
one.
is the right one, yeah.
Oh, I think we're back. No, it's gone red again. It's very up and down. Is someone streaming in here already? Are we back? Are we back? Are we back? Are we back? Oh, we're back, I think. Yeah, so we're back, Rory.
We're back.
It looks like we're back. Yeah, so how you feeling anyway? Where were we at? Conte against Jose. You think Conte might be gone? What have you made of their head-to-head?
I've loved it. I
enjoy it.
I love it.
I just wish it was for a title.
Exactly. I think that's the problem, isn't it? At the moment, it's not what it should be. It should be 2 managers in their pomp, 2 of the most exciting managers and daring managers this country's ever seen, going for it for the jugular to win the Premier League. It's not that, and it's depressing that it's not that. But I've got no real issue with the sparring between them. I think, if I'm being hostile, I think that Mourinho's probably gone below the belt. The match fixing stuff was
Really?
I don't think you can talk about that. I don't think you should mention. Bearing in mind, Antonio Conte was found completely innocent, so he was. He got, he didn't do it. It's. I don't think it's right to accuse, because we know that sort of mud sticks. I don't think he should have accused an innocent man of something that he was once previously accused of, and cleared of.
OJ was cleared.
I don't think. I think Mourinho went below the belt there, but don't get me wrong. I'm not going to be pious and sanctimonious about it. I don't care. I think you do what you've got to do, and I like to see these arguments because football is about tribalism. It's about aggression. It's about hatred. It's about passion for your own team, defending your own team, and both managers.
It's like look at us. We can sit here have a chat about the game, but come Sunday, you're going to be shouting all sorts at United and United fans.
Exactly.
I'm going to be doing the same at Chelsea and Chelsea fans.
And I've got no issue.
Same between the managers. Yeah. You'd like to think at LMA meetings and stuff like that, they're fine.
Yeah.
But you have to have a little bit of needle at that top level. If you don't, what's the point?
I agree. I've got no issue with it.
If you're not going to win, you can't rub it in someone.
I've got absolutely no issue with it. And do you know what? I'm going to make a point here that isn't going to go down particularly well on this channel. And it's going to sound slightly insane for a moment. So you have to bear with me while I make it. And the point is, I think that Antonio Conte won the argument. And I'll tell you why. Because nobody has managed to face off Mourinho on this level. Nobody has ever even got under his skin at all. So he's had fights with Wenger in the past. When he was at Chelsea, he called him a specialist in failure. He called him a voyeur. Wenger went nuts and tried to attack him on the touchline, made himself look foolish. In Spain with Guardiola, it got to the stage where Ibrahimovic said to Guardiola, "You're shitting yourself because of Mourinho." Nobody's ever fought Mourinho on this level, and Antonio Conte is the first man to bring the fight to Mourinho and say to him, talk to me about it in a room with no one else. It's offered him on a straightener.
But that's why Jose knows. Jay, if it comes to a fight, Jose's had it.
Yeah, for sure.
But with words, Jose will win.
Yeah,
and I think that's why he knows he can get under Conte's skin.
Yeah.
Because Conte's just like, fuck it, let's fight.
Yeah.
Whereas he knows, like, we ain't going to fight. So let me just keep pushing this guy's buttons until he cracks. And I think also, Jose's well aware of what it's like behind closed doors at Chelsea. So he fully knows what Roman will want and what will happen there if Conte reacts. Like,
yes.
Because he would have known from his own experience. Like, if he flipped out and Roman's come to him, like, you can't do that. He'll know that he's causing trouble behind him, close the doors as well. I know we've had a few technical difficulties here. I'm not sure what I could do with these because people are saying it's out of sync and stuff. Hopefully it will sort itself out very, very soon. What I will say is just refresh the stream and hope for the best from there. But we're going to get some score predictions, how we're feeling about the game. Can you give your predicted 11, Rory? Because
I think
a lot of United fans might not be
sure. Our team probably picks itself at the moment, our strongest team, and it will be Courtois in goal. We then have to go Christensen at centre-half, and he'll be joined by Rudiger and Azpilicueta. I think it has to be those. That means no Gary Cahill, which he's our club captain, but he won't play this game, I'm sure of that, which is a shame for you, because I think somebody like Lukaku has previously really exploited Gary Cahill. He's really made him look foolish. I think our fullbacks will then be Marcus Alonso on one side, and it will be Victor Moses on the other. I think we'll probably play two in the middle, which will be Fabregas and Kante. And then we'll play three up front, which I hope will be Hazard on one wing, Willian on the other. And I'm thinking I'd quite like to see Olivier Giroud start. Giroud over Morata for me.
He's got a goal in him all the time as well, Giroud.
Yeah.
I like Giroud. I think Arsenal was silly to sell him to you guys.
I know. And he's better than Morata. At least for the way that we play at the moment, he's better than Morata.
Maybe in the Premier League at the moment, but I think Morata over long term will...
Morata is a better footballer. Morata is a very gifted, beautiful player, but he has... Do you know what he is? He's wet.
He's a wet wipe.
He's wet. He hasn't got, you know, that thing that you need. Like, you lot have seen it for years. Like, Ruud van Nistelrooy, one of the most natural strikers, brilliant players ever, had a nasty side. Paul Scholes, Paul Scholes, nasty side. And I use the word nasty, by the way, as a compliment. Dennis Bergkamp, arguably the greatest player the Premier League's ever seen. Arguably.
To Arsenal fans.
Yeah, I mean, they probably say...
He wouldn't have a statue at Old Trafford, that's for sure.
But Dennis Bergkamp, masterful football player. Horrible, though. horrible, right edge to his game. Morata doesn't have that, and it's to his detriment that he
You
doesn't
kind of
have
have to as a number 9 as
You're
well.
going to have to. You've got to do what Diego Costa does. There have been times, sometimes the ball will come across the area, the keeper's charging out for it, 2 centre-backs and the centre-forward is going in. With Diego Costa, what happens in that situation is 4 people and the football end up in the net. Fine, goal. What happens with Morata is the 2 defenders bully him out of it and the keeper comes and picks it up. And it's depressing. So it's going to have to... And, there was a time when we were tussling over centre-forwards. We wanted Lukaku, we came in for him. You then, because I'm us, we then panicked on the last day and went in for it. You signed him, we then reacted.
Would you have rather had Lukaku?
Do you know what? This is an interesting one, Ed.
I would have, but I am a fan of Morata.
The point here is, before I get to... The answer is no. I don't want Lukaku. I concede, by the way, that Lukaku is better than Morata. Out of the 2, out of Lukaku or Morata, Lukaku. But there is a terrible fact at stake here, and this is indicatory of the clubs that we support not being where they belong. Neither of us have a striker worthy of the name. So you've grown up watching Eric Cantona, Mark Hughes, Ruud van Nistelrooy, Andy Cole, Dwight York, all these incredible footballers play up front. I've been spoiled. I've had Nicolas Anelka, Didier Drogba, Diego Costa, some of the best strikers the Premier League's ever seen. Currently, neither of us have a striker in the top 5 goal scorers in the Premier League. Tottenham have a better striker than Manchester United and Chelsea. Liverpool have a better striker than Manchester United and Chelsea. Manchester City have
Liverpool
2.
Don't.
Firmino's better than Lukaku.
He's not better than Lukaku. As a number 9, he's not better than Lukaku.
He is.
Probably a better footballer, but he's not a better goal scorer or a better number
If you're
9.
asking me if I had to choose one, if I could have Lukaku or Firmino, Firmino's everything I want Morata to be. Manchester City have 2 strikers better than Manchester United.
Aguero is the best striker.
Aguero and Jesus both getting United. They're both getting United's team. It's basically the fact that neither of our clubs have a striker in the top 5 goal scorers in the Premier League isn't where either of our clubs should be up front.
I am a big fan of Lukaku, and I think there's a lot more to come from him. But
He's
I think
fine, isn't he?
At the moment, we need someone to take the pressure off him, as it's showing. But then Jose Mourinho, it's like, what is he asking from him? Because Lukaku recently has been doing a lot better in terms of his strength, his aerial ability, all of that. He's been doing better at it. But his goals have dried up a little bit.
Right.
But Mourinho's happy with him. Because his performances have improved.
But would you not, if we're being brutally honest here, and I mean, I've said it about Morata. Morata's not good enough. He's not at the level that we need. Being brutally honest, is Lukaku the man to lead Manchester United into... If Manchester United are in a Champions League final, is Lukaku the man?
He's 24 years old, though.
24's not... 24 is...
But people compare him to Drogba a lot. Drogba joined Chelsea at 26, 27. 25, 26,
Yeah, true.
So, but at 24... I'm only using Drogba not because of Chelsea, but because they get compared a lot.
There is a comparison.
At 24, Drogba was at Metz or Marseille or somewhere like that.
Marseille, yeah.
Lukaku's been banging in goals for fun in the Premier League for all that time, and that's why I think he's still got so much more to come from him. We forget how young he is.
Yeah, look, I think if you're saying does he have potential to perhaps become that player, the jury's out. We'll find out one day. That's a slightly different question.
But I get what you mean right now.
Is he the player? Is Romelu Lukaku worthy of leading the line for the colossal club that Manchester United is? If you compare Manchester United, make the comparison to say cities in England, you're not a city, you're like a metropolis. You are this club that is only comparable to Real Madrid, Barcelona on some level, Bayern Munich. You're that level of club. Is Romelu Lukaku a man to lead the line for that club?
Not yet, probably.
But you think he'll become it?
Possibly. I don't want to say yes.
Yeah.
Because
for me, neither Morata
I wanted. Is what I'm saying.
Out of who?
The number 9. He was the number 9 I wanted.
Was he?
Yeah,
he wasn't.
2 years ago, I said it. I did a video for BBC Sport, and they were like, "Who do you want?" I want Lukaku.
Right.
He was one who I wanted, and when I thought he was going Chelsea, I was absolutely gutted.
Really.
And when we signed him, surprised, delighted. Now, I think we've got to play to his strengths a little bit. At Everton, I know Everton are different stature of clubs, but they had better crosses going into the box and stuff like that. We haven't been playing to his strengths, so I feel a little bit...
I think that's who Lukaku is for me. Lukaku is a brilliant player for a club
underdog
at that level who will cater their entire game around him. Manchester United are blessed. You've got world class players throughout the team. You're not gonna make Paul Pogba. You're not gonna make Paul Pogba play out of position to accommodate Romelu Lukaku. You're not going to do that to I don't know, Anthony Martial.
We might do to accommodate McTominay.
Do you know, like, I just think, you know when I see what Harry Kane does, or when I see
he's mint, isn't he?
Sergio Aguero.
Actually, I said Aguero was the best striker in the league. He's not anymore. Harry Kane is. I decided that this season, by the way. I remember thinking it the other week. Like, I used to always say Aguero's the best in the league, but Harry Kane is now.
Well, the thing with Harry Kane
because without him, Spurs are a Europa League team, or worse.
And the thing that Harry Kane's thing, but don't get me wrong, I know that Aguero's got this in his locker as well. But it's the variety of goal that Harry Kane can score. He's brilliant in the air. He's brilliant at the tap in. He'll ping it in from the halfway line. He'll ping it in from the corner flag. Like, do you remember when he actually scored from the corner flag against Arsenal in the North London derby? Like that. Yeah, like that is incredible, and that is the difference, isn't it? And that's what. I mean, I know this doesn't appeal to you, and I imagine the majority of people watching this are Man United fans, and they will agree that this isn't that interesting to them. But I'll talk about it anyway. This is what England's, like, we're in a World Cup year now. England are going into it with a player who is arguably the best striker in the world.
I heard you talking about that before. Can't remember where.
Yeah.
Watched something where you were talking about that.
I'm chuffed that you actually watch.
I agree that it's true that Harry Kane, he's top 3 strikers in the world, if not number 1 at the moment, because Suarez, Lewandowski are definitely up there. Going into a World Cup with him
changes everything.
You have a player that can win you any game.
Yeah.
But then I feel like England have always had that. We've always, maybe not, like we had Shearer, we had Sheringham. We've had other strikers that
we haven't had a goal scorer like this for a long time. Like, don't get me wrong, that's not me knocking Rooney, but Rooney was never.
But he's not a goal scorer.
No, not in the same way.
Even he said that on Monday Night Football, and it was interesting hearing him say that. Like, when he was asked about his goal scoring record, he was like, "I don't see myself as a goal scorer."
Really?
So like, I'm not concerned.
Not a bad record considering he's not a goal scorer. Is
best
it?
United and England's greatest goal scorer. But like, I found it amazing. Like, I don't. No, because some players like Rude, I have to score today. If I don't score, we win 4-0. I'm still unhappy. Yeah. Whereas Rooney's.
See, that is the one thing, like you mentioned Eden Hazard earlier, that is the one thing that is lacking from Eden Hazard's game. You know, that
Ronaldo had.
That desire and like almost a desire to the like expense of anything else to win.
Eden Hazard,
he's just a baller. He's just a bloke who, like, you can imagine him in the playground just like being better than everyone. That's how he plays at Stamford Bridge, which is good. But sometimes you think, go for the jugular, just kill him. Just like every time he picks a ball up here, he can beat that fullback. Why doesn't he do it 10 times a game? But he doesn't. He's relaxed.
But then that's probably what makes him look so good.
Yeah, true.
The fact that he just picks and chooses when he wants to do it. That nonchalance, I love it. Are you happy with your season so far? I know you're champions last season, but
no,
I suppose you're kind of half expected to fall off with Champions League and everything coming into
the title race being over before November was very disheartening. Of course, you want to retain your trophy, don't you? So the fact that it was over before it had even begun for us, I mean, on some level, it was over on the first day of the season. We got spanked by Burnley at home on the first day of the season, and we kind of, never quite recovered. So that wasn't ideal. No, it hasn't been great, but it hasn't been the disaster that some people seem to think. Do you think
Abramovich keeps causing problems for himself? With the way things are run.
I think
because you get great managers or very good managers, and you kind of just seem to just.
I think this is one example where he hasn't done it how I would have loved. And for me, when it worked so well with Antonio Conte last year, the club should have backed him to the hill. Like, under Mourinho when we won the league for the first time. So we won the league 05. That summer, that summer we went out and spent a fortune. Became even stronger, reinforced ourselves to such a level that the whole world was talking about this player from France that everyone wanted to sign, Michael Essien. United wanted it. Everyone wanted him. Like, all the big clubs were looking at him.
We wanted
Chelsea.
Most of the players that
Chelsea went and got him though. This summer, there were a few players that people were. You had your eye on a few players. Like, look at what happened in the transfer window just a minute ago. We were linked with Andy Carroll and Peter Crouch. It's not okay.
Was there anything really in that, though?
I think there was at some point, yeah.
I think you were just trying to sign a team that was worse than England's.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure that we...
Drinkwater, Barkley,
Yeah.
just get them all in.
Exactly. Like, well, Chelsea shouldn't be signing players like Ross Barkley.
Joe Lilly says, have you heard that? Have you heard that Lingard song? That twist, man. Yeah, I've heard it.
Oh,
Rory
yeah.
Have heard it.
Yeah,
you
I've
have?
heard a thing. Yeah,
I've heard
I
it.
know.
What's your score prediction then, Rory?
I think Chelsea have to win it, and therefore will win it. I'm going to go 2-1 to Chelsea.
I'm going 1-0 United. I was going to say 2-0, but it's very rare we'll win 2-0 last season, win 2-0 this season. I'll go 1-0, Lukaku with the goal.
He needs to break his duck. He hasn't got a great record against the bigger clubs, has he?
He has got a good record against the big, not for us, but in general he's got a good record against big clubs.
Right.
But has he against Chelsea?
Well, there was one year when, in our disastrous year, 2015, we played Everton in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup, and Lukaku destroyed Gary Cahill, like killed him.
Let's hope the same thing happens again. Someone commented saying Smalling is going to destroy us, and they're a United fan.
Oh, you're not right. Okay.
Yeah, I hope Smalling don't start. I'm going 1-0. You're going 2-1. Guys, get your comments in the comments below. Your predictions as well. You predicted 11s. All that good stuff. Make sure you subscribe to CFC Fan TV. Are you in Solf at the game on the weekend?
Sophie will be up there. I can't make it.
You're not coming?
I can't get there now.
All right, then we'll get Solf on the channel on the weekend. And Rory, have a good one, bro.
No, thanks for having us on. Cheers.
Check us out on Ladbrokes as well. We did some stuff today with Shane Duffy.
Or Sean Derry. One of the two.
Who's Shane Duffy?
Shane Duffy is in
Is
Love Island.
Shane Duffy was in Westlife.
Shane Duffy was in Boyzone. He was in Love Island recently. Shane Duffy or Sean Derry.
I hope Sean isn't subscribed to me. Because earlier I told him he played for Wigan. No, Reading.
We had Sean,
for QPR.
Nobody knows what's going on here. Just so you know, we were on a show earlier for Ladbrokes, on Ladbrokes' Facebook page. Sean Derry, the former QPR player, was a guest on the show. Adam has just referred to him as Shane Duffy, and he told Sean Derry that he played for Reading.
You know what it was though? Because I recognised his face and it was the hoops. So it wasn't a disrespectful thing. But it come across disrespectful, and it definitely would have if he was watching then. Anyway,
Duffy.
Thank you for watching. Thank you to Sean Derry. Thank you to Rory. I nearly ended the channel without even saying thanks. See you later.